Welcome to Redneck Outfitters, where the labor's cheap and the advice is free. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to Redneck Outfitters 1 here in the factory rack garage. Today we're going to switch gears just a little bit. Been working on the wiring here in the front trunk area, and got the padded dash in the other day. Got some switches in, so going to try to get the padded dash in, start getting some switches in there. That way I can hook the wires to the switches and make sure I got everything covered, and hopefully that'll pull some of them wires out of the way. Right now it's a big mess right there together in the trunk area by the fuse box. So that's what we're doing today. Hopefully by the end of the day we'll have all this wiring in the front where it's supposed to be, and then I can start hooking up all the other components and keep moving on. So hopefully I'm going to have some video of me putting the dash in. Hopefully it goes smooth. We'll see. So stick with us. Thanks for joining us. If you like us, like us. If you'd like to subscribe, subscribe. That way you'll be notified every time we put up a new video. And keep on tabs the progress on the 68 bug project. So hang with us.
Well, making progress today. Got the padded dash in, headlight switch, wiper switch, fresh air switches, emergency flasher, brake warning light, test. I haven't cut the thing out for the radio because I might put a different radio in it. The OAM radio will probably look nice, but I might want to go ahead and put something in there I can Bluetooth or something. Update it a little bit. Still got to cut this out for the speakers and cut this out here. But I'm going to leave it like that for right now. Going to start on this mess. Tracking wires, making sure my connections are good coming from the ignition, coming from the turn signal switch here, and make sure everything's good there. Got good wires, so I don't want to wire this up, feed it through the fuse box without checking these. So that's what's on the agenda next. So we're getting there. We're getting there, slowly but surely. What a mess. Well, I'm disassembling the turn signal switch here. I'm going to get to the ignition switch later so I can double check all these connections, all these wires. It actually come out a lot simpler than I thought. You got a 27 millimeter nut that holds the steering wheel on, and that was what I figured was going to be hard to get off, but it came right off. Steering wheel popped right off. In here they got 3 screws for the horn ring, and you got to be careful because there's springs on the back of there. So when you honk your horn, you know it goes in and out, in and out. And you got to make sure them don't go flying somewhere. So all that came out real easy. Right now I'm going to take these 4 screws out, and this hopefully will pop right out, and then I can get to testing. I don't know who gave the guy with trimmers the job of removing small screws, but I need to speak to my production manager, I think. Not that that'll do any good, but sometimes it gets to be a pain, especially late in the day when you're tired and things aren't going well. So far it's been a pretty good day though. It's getting a little warmer here in the garage, and the carpenter bees are flying around out here. My grandpa would say them some long-winded sons of bitches. I think they're fooling me. The hole might be way down there, but it ain't threaded all the way. Haven't decided whether I'm going to turn this odometer back, since I'm going to get a brand new engine someways one of these days. And see, that just slides right off of there. There's your wires. I just want to make sure everything's good in there and needs cleaned up. As you can see, it's a little dirty. I'll put some contact cleaner on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go continuity from here to the end of the wire. Make sure I got continuity on each wire, and then I'll be ready to go. Hopefully, you know, they got some butt connectors in here with different wires from probably somewhere else. They're not the original wires, I don't believe, but anyway, we're going to double check them all, make sure we got continuity, and then go from there. When you tear into one of these things, you're going to find surprises. When I first started ripping out the wiring, I noticed underneath the ignition there was a burnt wire, and wasn't sure where it was coming from. But today I went ahead and tore the ignition out of it, and sure enough, this black wire here had burned itself to the red. So apparently there was some sort of short going on there. So I'm gonna end up just gonna get another ignition, so I'm not gonna have any problems. You know, I took out the turn signal switch, and it's gonna go through the wiring of it. Like I said, some of these they've changed the wires. It's got a lot of butt connectors in there, so somebody's obviously swapped this out at some point. There's a little bit of dark stuff here. I found out there's a couple of wires on here that you don't use. The blueprint's showing a whole bunch of wires, but it's not really telling me if it's these wires for the ignition, these wires. Now I can read the blueprint and tell that there are which wires go to the ignition. But it gets a little confusing sometimes when you're going through there, and then when you're looking and you're not using all of them on this particular model, but you did on the other model. The one model I got is, I think, a 6869 schematic. Well, the 68's a different breed. So I'm going to go ahead and get a new one of these turn signal switches, because they're fairly cheap, and that way I'll have all brand new wiring. I don't have to worry about a short. I don't have to worry about something not working. You know, I don't have a clue how old this thing is or how long it's been in there, but I'm just going to start new and you know, order a couple more parts. But got a lot done today. I was going to show you a video of how you can check the continuity on this to make sure the switch is good, and also check this ignition switch. But I tell you what, I bought a lot of stuff from J-Bugs. I had a few problems with some stuff from J-Bugs, but they do have some really good videos of testing this equipment with a meter and the continuity. And rather than me make some hokey video that you probably wouldn't understand, just go to YouTube and check out J-Bugs. You know, you can put in the turn signal switch or testing or what have you, and I'm sure it'll pop up. And like I said, they do a real good job of explaining. You know, you can just go to J-Bugs, or you can go to YouTube and put in turn signal switch wiring testing or what have you, and I'm sure it'll pop up. But they do have a very good video that shows how to test this switch, not only the continuity of it just setting, but the continuity of it, you know, like you're using the turn signals, like you're using the horn, like you're using the dimmer. You know, this one here is it's a little stiff anyway, so I really want to get a new one. But like I said, I got a lot of wiring finished up today. I got the dash in, got some knobs and switches and all that good stuff kind of put in there. I still got some more wiring to go to some of them switches. But I needed this mess before I could actually get everything on the front end wired up. So gonna have to order some parts. Be a week or two. We'll get out here and get this thing put back together. And it's coming along well. So like I said, from now it ought to be all downhill. It's just tedious work. And you know, I'm glad you joined us. Like I said, if you haven't, like us, subscribe, see what we're up to, see how this thing turns out. and hopefully we'll have some more action for you. Sometimes it's hard because I'm not sure what I'm getting into here and there, and you know, I'm out here by myself, so it's hard to get a camera in the right angle and keep everything going and me not cussing and screaming. So anyway, stick with us. We'll get this mess figured out, and maybe someday get this thing back on the road.